I was at work with kids' daycare calling. Shannon never showed up.
And then what happened?
Then the police called. My world ended, and 1 month later, I got a letter from the insurance company saying Shannon lied on her application.
About what?
They're claiming she was a smoker.
Was she?
No. She quit 5 years ago, and she was totally upfront about it.
So then why would they think she lied on her application?
Because of this. It's a picture of Shannon at her cousin's wedding. They sent it to me along with her denied claim.
Please tell me this picture is over 5 years old.
It was taken 8 months ago. They must have gone into her Facebook page.
Shit.
It was 1 cigarette, and I gave her hell for it.
It doesn't matter if it was 1 or 100. It's enough for them to claim her policy is null and void.
My wife died in a car accident, Mr. Ross. She was a healthy 39-year-old woman. She died rushing from her job to pick up our children. What the hell does any of this have to do with smoking?
It shouldn't have anything to do with it. But this company is not in the business of helping people. It's in the business of making money. So if they can find any reason not to honor a claim, they'll take it.
Without that insurance money, we're gonna lose our home. Please, my children have lost enough.
I'll find a way.
What can I do for you, Mr. Ross?
Well, you can start by writing a check to Harry Kirst.
You don't waste time, do you?
No, I don't. So why don't you cut my client a check for $300,000 and I'll withdraw this lawsuit I haven't filed yet.
Mr. Ross, I'm afraid there's been a little misunderstanding here. We're not looking to settle.
And why the hell do you set this meeting?
Because it's policy to meet with our clients and try to resolve their issues.
Okay, well, my client's issue is you're not honoring his claim, so he can't support his children.
Yes, and I'm very sorry about that, but my hands are tied.
I get it. Your policy is to get people to run around so they get demoralized and drop their case.
No, Mr. Ross, our policy is to follow the letter of our contracts. And if we let one person who lied on their application get away with it, we wouldn't have a business anymore.
Look at me. I'm not some personal injury lawyer, all right? I work at Pearson Specter Lit. I'm not gonna get worn down. So I suggest you just cut me a check. Save yourself the trouble of me wiping the floor with you in court.
As I said, my hands are tied. But it won't be me you'll be going up against in court. It'll be our outside counsel, Mr. Ackerman. And from what I've seen, nobody wipes the floor with Mr. Ackerman.
Your Honor, they can dress this up all they want. But the fact is, the deceased entered into a contract in bad faith by claiming she was no longer a smoker.
The only fact here is that they're manufacturing a reason to weasel out of a legitimate claim.
You gonna tell the court that we manufactured this picture of your client smoking 8 months ago?
I'm well aware of the photo that you sent a grieving husband. But an image of a woman not inhaling a cigarette doesn't prove anything.
She lied on her application.
Which had nothing to do with how she died.
The manner of death isn't at issue here. The contract is.
Yeah, he's got a point.
Your Honor, they're claiming that my client entered into a policy in bad faith. What kind of faith is it when a company pours through a woman's social media history just to stick it to her grieving husband and 3 children?
Better faith than a man that pretended to be an attorney for the better part of 3 years.
What are you talking about?
Your Honor, this is Mr. Ross's Harvard diploma. The only problem is Mr. Ross never actually went to Harvard. The only place he did graduate from was Danbury Federal Prison, where he spent time for impersonating a lawyer.
All right, that is inadmissible and irrelevant.
You're claiming bad faith. Your whole life is bad faith. I think a jury should have a chance to hear that.
Your Honor,
Your motion to dismiss is denied, Mr. Ackerman, but Mr. Ross, I am inclined to agree that your history is relevant to this case, which means if he wants to bring it up at trial, I'm not stopping him.
So that's how you're gonna play it?
Excuse me?
You're not gonna give me your real settlement offer right now?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Bullshit. I knew there was a reason that woman didn't give me an offer before. Now I know it's because you wanted me to see that.
Now that you mention it, I did take the liberty of whipping up a little standard boilerplate. No admission of guilt. We settle for pennies on the dollar, and that's take it or leave it.
Well, then let me tell you right now. We're leaving it.
You're required to present this to your client.
Well, I'm also required to give them my legal opinion, which is that you stand to lose a lot more than that.
Maybe you missed what just went on back there.
What went on back there is the judge ruled in my favor and you didn't get your case dismissed.
He also showed his hand. Well, how do you think 12 jurors are going to rule when it's plain as day that the guy hearing the case doesn't even trust you?
understand. I mean, I get that the offer is horrible. But if the judge is letting this thing go to trial, he must think I have a case.
You do have a case, Harry. But the lawyer on the other side of this thing has made it clear that he is willing to pull out all of the stops, no matter how low.
They've already used the photo of Shannon. What else do they have?
Me.
What are you talking about?
Look, I am a fully licensed member of the bar now, but before I was practicing law without a license, and I got caught.
And you didn't think I should know that?
I didn't think that it would be relevant.
It sure as hell seems relevant.
They are just trying to prejudice the jury.
They're going to be
against me.
prejudiced against you. I'd be.
I'm telling you that I can still win this.
Still win? They're gonna make it seem like Shannon lied on purpose, and then I went out and hired a liar to cover it up.
If you want someone else to handle this, I completely understand.
The only problem with that is, I went to 15 firms before I came to you. And none of them would take my case because of that photo. You were my last hope, Mr. Ross. And now you're telling me we're gonna lose.
No, Harry. I am promising you that I will not cost you this case.